me confirm the time. Yeah, tomorrow we're live at 4 o'clock.
What part is that? The Pillow Talk one, Ed?
You're live right now. You can send it out to whoever you want to send it out to.
Is this live?
Yep, I already did your intro.
You did the intro?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you sure? Hold on. But Daniel, I forgot to do this. Hold on. Here's Big Ed.
SNL, you make a mistake.
Yeah.
I
You
cannot.
gotta go with it, bro.
Daniel, I cannot believe you get an onion for today. I'm not kidding. No, this guy is
Yeah.
behind the scenes, and now he's on the scene. No, he's somewhat. Anyways,
I can put it up. Well, you gotta work on this in the back.
yeah, but he's my producer, and he's like working overtime. And here's his beautiful wife that sells more real estate than he does. By the way, before I get
Ouch.
to my special guest, yeah, you know what you're doing? Yeah, just close it. You're fine. All right, I'm gonna pour you a nice glass of Malbec. Shameless plug. I don't know if you guys know this, but I am bringing my Malbec to the United States. We're in Walmart stores. We're trying to get into Sam's. It's going to be pretty big.
We'll be in Walmart. Not yet. We'll be in Walmart stores.
We'll be in Walmart
Yeah,
stores.
don't
Thank
go to
you very
Walmart
much.
looking for it yet. But
Yeah,
we
there
will
you
be
go.
there.
There you go. Okay, so
This thing not
the
set up?
the voice that you just heard.
It's like a loose fit. You're just
Oh,
gonna have to put it.
we're still having technical whatever.
No, you're good. You guys can do your own thing over there.
Okay, you're fine. Okay, good. But we're live, right?
Yeah, we're live. You guys good to go.
But I'm on YouTube and I don't see a pop up that I'm live.
I mean, you're streaming. You're on YouTube.
But on my channel, I don't see it.
Is that one? Yeah.
Be good friends episode. I am live. Oh my god, here we go.
We're on,
I
brother.
don't know why you.
We are on.
Touch the producer, man.
Oh my god, this. Okay, first of all, I told Juju not to make me look fat. He's our AC. He's a coordinator, assistant coordinator. On staff we have Daniel, my executive producer, and his lovely wife Stephanie.
She's just here for show.
She's just here for show. Anyways, so why are we here? We are here because my friend, who is awesome, his name is Tommy, and we are actually partners in bringing Big Ed Malbec to the United States, and we've been working feverishly. How do you say it?
Feverishly.
Thank you so much.
That's okay.
A lot of background work. We went to I was going to say the Philippines. We went to Argentina together. My luggage went to
Brazil.
fucking El Salvador or
No,
somewhere.
I went to Brazil, remember?
It went to Brazil, and I went to Argentina. So interesting story. But
Go for it. Kick it out now. You can't tell us part of it. And not tell us all.
Yeah, no, it was hilarious,
do
man.
Do it in 1.5 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
as fast as you can.
wait, what's that?
Tell us the story real quick.
Yeah. What happened to your luggage?
I can clip that out later, which is awesome. It's nice.
Okay, so they lost my luggage. I land in I land in where did I land?
Buenos Aires? Is that where you're in?
No, the other side.
No,
Wh-
you
wh- where does-
landed in Chile, Santiago, Chile.
Chile, that's Santiago. I land there, I waited for my luggage, it's not there. I get in a flight. We fly over the Indies where remember the
The
plane,
Andes.
the
Andes
Andes.
Mountains, yeah.
where the people crashed and ate each other? Okay, so let's talk about that flight. I'll never do that again. Next time I'll fly the other way.
It's a lot of turbulence on that flight over the mountain.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
So short story long, I get there, my luggage didn't, and I was making underwear out of toilet paper. It was crazy, and I'll let you share the story about us going to shop for clothes.
Yeah.
But before I do, please, it's my pleasure to introduce my friend Tommy. He is with World at War Comics. This guy is a huge Marvel fan. We've been talking about that all day long. I'm kidding, and he's been correcting me. He's a huge DC fan.
I like it all, though. I like it all.
That's what she said. Anyway, so oh, hold on. Okay, sorry. So he's Tommy. He's my wine partner. He's my friend. He's awesome. He has 3 kidneys. I have 1. We'll talk about that later. But he's here to talk about. We both have something in common. We both our toy collectors, and we actually discussed. He makes comic books. He produces comic books, and we've actually talked about doing, a big Ed comic. So why don't I go ahead and turn the the St. Patty's Day Mike Muff over to you, and Tommy, introduce yourself.
I appreciate it, Ed. It's good to be with you as always. Such an amazing host, and everybody else. Good to be with you and meet you. Yeah, no, it's fun to be here, man. I love being with you, Ed. We always have a blast.
Yeah.
You are a nut, and I love every minute of it. Everywhere we go, I'm usually taking pictures, so I'm the cameraman when we're out and about, which
Yeah.
is a lot of fun. And this time my wife came, so she got
Yeah.
to experience Big Ed in real life, not
my-
just on the TV. And I think she's been very happy to meet you too.
Your wife, Marissa, is amazing.
Yeah.
I'll set a dish towel down on the floor, and by the time I turn around, it's in the washing machine, and it's being then she's
Yeah.
like, and I actually asked Marissa. So I go, "Can I call you mom?" And she said yes, and because she reminds me of just that person that's always there, and that is like 3 steps ahead of you, and so a big shout out, to Marissa. Okay, I love that key. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, go on. Tell me more.
Yeah, so I'm a broker. So I represent food brands by the day, and then I'm a comic book nerd at night. So once I'm off work and everything winds down, I love to read comic books. I love writing comic books. I love watching comic book movies. I love manga. I love anime. I love it all, and it's a passion I've had since I was a little kid watching GI Joe for the first time on TV. Transformers. Those were the first two things that I can't dance. See.
There you go.
You don't even know, bro.
Oh man, GI Joe changed my life, man. And in Star Wars, obviously, Empire Strikes Back. I saw Return of the Jedi in the theaters. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun, man. All that kind of stuff has been an escape for me from whatever is going on in real life,
Yeah.
and I love that. And I think that's needed as humans, man. We need to have little escapes that we can run to that take us out of the reality of the day to day. Day to day is very important.
Yeah.
You got to do really good during that, but you also got to have some hobbies
Yeah.
that you like, and mine is comics.
But I think it really because I was gonna have to ask you to do it
Not
on
Boba
camera,
Fett.
but no, I don't.
Yeah.
Is it working now?
Yeah, we're back.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so you have how many DC characters?
I mean, I love comic books. I have thousands of comic books,
Okay.
but I also love collecting action figures. So
Okay.
I have probably 700 to 900 action figures, and so there's two different collectors in the world. There's an in-box collector. They buy it off the shelf. They
Yep.
keep it in the box, and it's pristine. They hang it on the walls, and they do that because they want to protect the character. My wife has made it very clear that any of this crap that I buy has to stay in the one room, my office.
God.
So it's not allowed to leave. Therefore, I'm an out of the box collector because I can't fit them all.
Yeah.
If I had 700 of these right here still in the box,
Oh, wow.
like it's not going to fit anywhere in my office because my office is probably this size. So I'm an out of the box collector. And if you ever go to YouTube and check me out, you'll see it's always in my background.
What's your YouTube channel?
World at War Comics. Yeah. So check it out. It'll be fun. But yeah, it's awesome, man. I love collecting. You love collecting, Ed. You have a really unique collection of a lot of different things. One of the things that let's talk about that real quick.
Okay, so
this is hilarious.
So Tommy is staying with me right now, and of course I'm going to stay with you in Texas when we're doing our wine. We're going to do
Absolutely.
the wine tour. Anyway, so I've been on reality TV for a while, as you probably know, and I have fans that will knit. Oh, look at this! They'll knit like this is so funny. This is me. They'll send like a knitted doll of me, or they'll put me on they'll put me on a spiritual candle. And then I had this hanging in my living room. I received this about 4 years ago. And there you go. Like,
So crazy, man.
yeah, they do the same thing. So I had a fan, okay, and this is a watercolor, and it's beautiful. And he sent it to me, and it's of Rose and myself. And when Tommy saw it, he described like what I had. I don't even know what this is. I just know that I thought it was
That's what
like
I said.
I think Beauty and the Beast. They always make me look horrible, and then they make her look beautiful. So
Yeah.
And you shared something with me that
Yeah.
I think is interesting.
So if you're a Star Wars fan, you know this is a very famous scene. This is Princess Leia as the slave to Jabba the Hutt.
40 years, you should know.
Yeah. So this is a homage to that slave scene, the Princess Leia slave scene, where she is tied up next to Jabba the Hutt. And Ed, not being as a dork as I am, never realize it. It's been hanging in his kitchen for how long?
Oh my God, 4 years. I got it 4 years ago.
And so I'm like, Ed, you know what they did?
Yeah.
And he's all, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, dude, that is the famous Princess Leia slave scene. So I love it, man. I think it's so awesome. And then the little touch of the mayo in the corner there is perfect. It's hilarious. Yes.
So with
It
if
breaks
you,
the fourth wall.
It breaks the fourth wall. Absolutely.
The mayo.
Yep.
if you never would have told me that, I would have never known
Yeah.
what this actually was. So
I actually had to Google the famous scene of Princess Leia sitting in front of Jabba the Hutt and send it to Ed. And then once you see those, it's whoever the artist is for this did a really good job because that is exactly that scene. And it's pretty cool, man. That's an awesome piece, to be honest.
no, well, thank you so much. So he gave me a nice appraisal. So I'm gonna find somewhere really cool to put that, maybe next to my Evil Knievel book. Anyway, so where were we?
Oh, that's mine.
That's yours.
That's my phone.
Okay.
You want me?
Okay, and then real quickly, let's kind of be careful not to talk over each other. So wait till somebody finishes talking, or then people can't hear us. Oh, it's asking me to log on again.
Forget it, just keep it moving.
Okay, here we go, and you can edit that out.
Not if it's live, bro.
Oh, it's not okay. Okay, that's been edited out. Close your eyes and vape. Okay, got it. Okay, so now, so tell me about. So you had given me a comic. You had given me a comic book.
Yeah.
Actually, you had sent me a couple, and they came in a really cool box.
Yep.
I didn't want to take them out. These are beautiful. And are we gonna? So today we're trying to. I'm trying to build my YouTube followers, obviously, and I appreciate you coming on and promoting, everything that you do. But can we offer? I want to get 10 subscribers before the end of the podcast today. So, is there anything you can hook me up with?
Yeah, let's give away some comics, man.
Let's do it.
Let's
Okay.
do it. Yeah.
So why don't you present what you want to do, and then Danny, how do they? Danny just gave me the finger. No,
He gave a finger, not the finger.
I know. Yeah,
let's,
that's right.
Let's
Okay,
be clear. Danny's not
be
like that.
very- Yeah,
He's
he
not
did
that kind
this.
of guy.
He didn't give me this. Okay, all right. So, yeah. So, what would this look like? The first 10 subscribers tonight. What do you want to give them?
Yeah, let's give them an issue of Kingsville.
Okay, can I see
That way they could jump in.
Okay,
So
and-
here it is right here.
Oh, can you? Nobody can see it.
Yeah,
if
on
you
my
hand-
camera.
Oh, they can.
Bro,
Well-
I got my own camera, bro.
Wait, what do you mean? I didn't even know that. Like, okay, all right. So that's really cool. Now,
Yeah.
and did you write that? Tell me how you were involved with that particular comic.
Yeah, so Kingsville is a story that I've been sitting on for quite a few years. And then during the pandemic, when all of us were working from home, I thought I'd put the story to paper. I met an amazing artist named Dan Zay that I reached out to, and he helped me kind of bring everything to life. So that storyline, like I said, is I've been sitting on. It's about this island nation, and they have found a mineral, and they don't have the resources to do much with that mineral. So they sell this mineral to
Okay,
like the mainland.
Wait, one
Mhm.
second, right?
Yeah.
Nerd alert!
For sure, bro. For sure.
Whoa, dude. My brain just exploded. What? I'm kidding. No, I'm sorry. I had to.
I know you love it, bro.
Daniel was supposed to have that all set up on my road, but
Yeah.
he didn't have time today.
Oh, let's
but-
not blame Daniel.
Oh, yeah, his head almost exploded. But you guys, today, setting up today, that's why we're on so late. So every time Daniel, he's my producer. I love him to death. He's my new brother, although his hair's fucked up. We'll talk about that later. Anyways, so he and I do real estate together, and we, I've been wanting to start a podcast for a while, and he came on board about 2 weeks ago, and he's been wonderful. But every time he shows up, I bought new furniture, or I bought new microphones, and new roads. And he's like, what the, he's like, so every time we go on, he's like, I need to come up early. I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, yes, I do. And now I know why he wants to show up 4 hours early so he can kind of test all of equipment. So a big shout out to Daniel Naranja. Hey, for the record, we call him Tripod.
She does.
Okay, that what? What? Say what?
So tell everybody what we're doing and where we're on your Instagram.
Okay, I don't know what we're doing. Okay, so this is my podcast. I only have about 45,000 followers. I'm trying to hit 1 million by the end of the year. I've spent over 8 months and X amount of dollars, I don't even talk about, to get my podcast going. And one day at work, I was talking to Daniel. We do real estate with Exit Taylor Real Estate in Bentonville. And he's like, I know how to do everything. So I ordered all new equipment. Everything you're looking at is brand new. And I asked him to be my producer. And so he will be my executive producer. And when we hit 1 million, we'll hopefully, won't have to do so much real estate.
So check us out on YouTube.
Check us out on YouTube. This is Big Ed. YouTube. And then I'm on Instagram, of course. That's where I'm at right now. And then TikTok and then Grinder. Tinder. No, Daniel's
And
on
we're doing
Grindr.
what today? We have our the CEO of World at War Comics, Thomas HULS, and then he's giving away some stuff today.
Yep.
He's giving away some comics and everything. So,
But hold on, why to who? First.
They have to come to YouTube.
Yeah, but 10.
The first 10 subscribers to YouTube will get the comics. So come check it out. We're gonna get off this stream here, so you guys can come join us on YouTube where we're live.
Okay, wait, hey, whoa. Well, who's this little guy over here?
That's my wonderful son who helped me with the setup.
We call him Julian. They call him Juju.
Juju. Yep.
He's awesome.
He brings the good juju.
By the way,
Yeah, he does.
By the way, the furniture that we're sitting on, he put it all together.
Yeah, he built it all.
So
the
he-
table,
like-
the chairs.
like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And then your lovely wife, Stephanie, right there.
Okay.
she's
No,
been.
I just don't. I was doing my hair today, so it looks orange.
Oh no, it looks really good.
No, it's in the process still.
No, it looks like Donald Trump. I'm serious.
Oh no.
Oh whoa. No, but she's been in the driveway for 45 minutes because Daniel had his phone on. We're in panic mode, by the way. So he'll probably get a shellacking on his way home.
Send
No, you
the link.
won't.
I want it. Just go to This Is Ed podcast. Type in This Is Big Ed on YouTube,
Yeah.
That's what I did, and it popped
and it'll pop right up.
Yep.
Okay, hey, you guys.
Did I get it?
Hey, real
Yeah.
quickly, Daniel. I just got a note from Xavier Boyer
Say bye to everybody first.
Buyer. Hey, just so you know, nobody on Twitch can see video. You may want to tell them to come watch on YouTube. Okay, you guys. Anybody on Twitch, please come to This Is Big Ed on YouTube to watch. And thank you so much, Xavier Boyer, for that. I appreciate
That's
that.
awesome.
Say bye to Instagram.
Instagram. I love you guys so much. Subscribe to YouTube. This is Big Ed. First 10 subscribers after this little film right here ends, you'll get a comic book from my buddy Tommy.
Sweet.
Good job. Okay.
Okay, so that one's good there. So Twitch is not getting video.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Oh, and then I just got a message from your mom. You're out of milk and cookies.
From my mom.
Yeah. Hey, Big Press number 7725. Pepsi or Coke?
They said they could barely.
Coke.
Yeah, my mic.
Coke.
We're not using my mic today, so we had to get a new mic for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let them know.
Yeah. So Daniel's, we had a little bit of an issue with the mic for Daniel. So we were getting another mic for Daniel because he needs to be, his voice needs to be heard as well, man. He is
Okay.
the
So-
behind the scenes king,
so-
man. So
So can I be honest?
yes.
So this is Daniel's mic right here.
So I,
By the way, Daniel has a mic. I'm just using it.
yeah. So if you know anything about Ed has a lot of ideas that he reacts last minute. And I can only imagine the changes that he made from the yesterday when Daniel had everything all set up. So I'm not blaming you for some of the issues tonight, but I think you're the issue.
Hey, thank you very much. I'm always the issue. Hey, listen. Okay, from Frenchie, Beatles or Stones?
Oh, Stones for sure.
Oh, come on. Hello, right?
yeah.
Stones.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. We should have put a mic on this kid.
Yeah, I know.
He's a
man.
quiet one, but he'd be next time.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not even on the camera though.
Need a camera too for him.
Oh yeah, well,
I have a phone.
Yeah.
he has a phone. Okay, so from Brian, let's read some comments
Sure, yeah.
on YouTube. Okay, so from Brayon Gonzalez, CN, I get my free comic. What does CN mean?
If he's one of the first 10, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, okay, so how did now? Okay, so we're kind of new to the podcast. Should they leave a number? Can they leave a number, Daniel?
No, they can email thisisbiged@gmail.com.
Okay, actually,
And-
scratch that. No, no, no. Don't do that. That's my. No, do not do that. Okay, email. I'm gonna. Oh my God. Finally, FINELY Big Ed
I'll
at
put it right here in the
gmail.com.
chat.
Finally, FINELY Big Ed at gmail.com. The first 10 people that I receive emails for will get a comic book. I need your mailing address, okay? I need a picture of your ATM card front and back. I'm kidding. Okay, sorry. Okay, so Danny Suarez, and have you visited Europe? No, but Tom and I we're probably going to get our wine international, so that will come. We'll most likely be hopefully at the Comic-Con in Tokyo first. So
That'd be
we'll
awesome.
probably do Asia and then Europe, in that order. So, okay, here we go. Okay, from Andreas Camacho. Please say, Emily, you are pregnant. I mean, sorry. No, please say, Emily, you are beautiful. He didn't say pregnant, I promise. Okay, so I should have gotten 2 iPads so you could read
It's
comments
all good.
too.
All good.
You can always turn on your iPhone. Okay, so where are we at? So where were we? Back to you. So tell me about your hat.
Yes.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So, like
Well,
I
wait,
said,
before you tell me about your hat,
yeah,
are you wearing green underwear? I'm asking for a friend.
yeah. I'll tell you later.
Okay, call me.
I'll call you. Yeah, my hat. So again, I love comic books. My favorite comic book is Green Lantern.
Okay.
I've been a Green Lantern fan for a very long time.
Okay.
Jeff Johns, if you're listening,
Yeah.
I love you. He's my favorite writer of all time.
Who was the hot chick in the last one?
The hot
With-
chick in
with
the
Ryan
last.
Reynolds. I think they got married. What's her
Oh,
name?
Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Yeah. She.
Hey,
So in the movie didn't do very good.
wait, hold on. I know,
Yeah.
but so who do you think's going to win that lawsuit? Or should we talk about that?
It's up to you. It's your podcast.
Hey, remember Amber Heard?
Yeah.
Amber
Yeah.
Turd. They're
Yes.
actually referring her as Amber.
Yeah, it's
all right,
not
let's-
going well for Blake right now.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see how embarrassed she got when someone at the Grammys
Mm.
made a comment about somebody made a comment to Brian about it. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? And he's like, well, and she was pissed.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't see that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did. Well, shame.
I've heard some of the drama that's going on with her and the producer of the movie that she was in,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like Ed outside of the drama. I'm not a big drama TV show guy. So,
Oh, wow.
but my daughter, I have 3 daughters that don't
Hey.
miss those shows and
Hey,
they
hold
love
on.
all of them.
1 second.
Sorry.
That's the one I was looking for. So, Tommy, fuck you. I'm kidding. No. My life is drama. What are you talking about? That was like a below the belt shot. Okay.
No.
All right. So back to Green Lantern.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. So
Yeah.
I thought there was just one.
No, there's several Earth. To be honest, if you really dig into it, there's close to 30 Green Lanterns.
Okay.
But you have to go really deep to find all the different lanterns that have come from Earth. But there's thousands of Green Lanterns in the comic
Okay.
books from all kinds of different sectors around the universe.
Okay.
Universes.
Can you hold on a second? You guys, can you listen real closely?
Yeah.
Andre says, please say, Emily, you're pregnant. No, you're so beautiful. Oh, and then Andre said
Emily,
she is pregnant. She is pregnant.
Oh,
Yeah, confirmed. How did I know that?
I
Our-
think it's because you love drama.
Our psychic podcast is not until next week.
Green Lantern is lame.
How did I-
They're single.
um,
They live in the same city.
Wait, read
That's
that
like
again.
Green Lantern's lame. Hey, my sister's single.
that guy put in a clip that was loaded and just shot everybody.
All right. Obviously, we got to get more coordinated one day. Okay, all right. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. All right, go on, Mr. Green Lantern.
What are you asking me?
Oh,
Ed?
wait, hold on. Anna Romer said that Green Lantern is lame.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, it's
Oh,
not for everybody. That's okay, Anna. What is her favorite or his favorite, whoever it is?
Okay, so you know what? You need to back that up. So, Anna, who is? Now, let's go on to the next beautiful comment. It says from Anna Romer, says, Big Ed, my sister is single. Oh, something just happened. Oh, end of question and answers. What?
Get it? Yeah, I was gonna do a question and answer, but I typed something wrong. It's fine.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Just
so
ignore what I'm doing over here, okay?
okay, all
I'm
right. So hold on.
producing.
He's
So
gonna leave them though.
Daniel, I had something really important to say, and you messed it up. Okay, so
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
so from Anna Romer, Big Ed, my sister is single, and
That's
we
right.
live in the same city as you. Okay, look, I've been catfished so many times, you have no idea. So send me a recent picture of her, not from high school, from one from 2025. Send it to finallybiged at gmail.com. And if I don't call her, she gets a free comic book. I'm going to jail for that one. All right, sorry.
You might
right.
be.
So, Daniel, how am I doing?
You're doing perfect right now.
Okay, perfect. All right, awesome. Oh no, here we go. Danny Soares. Ed, can you say that my mom is pregnant so I get a brother or sister for my birthday? Yes, please get pregnant. Don't ask them how they did it either. Okay, all right. So, Tommy, back to you. You're the special guest. Okay, so go ahead. Tell me about you. Tell me more about the Green Lantern and all that.
I don't know what else to say about Green Lantern. I just like comic books in general.
Yeah.
Green Lantern's my favorite, but I love everything. Anything comic book related, I could get into. I could dig all of it. All the different publishers, Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, all of them.
Okay, so you kind of went from you're an import exporter of product from Mexico. So what made you want to get into comic books? Like,
Well, I've loved comic books a lot longer than I've been
Okay.
in the grocery industry. So I've been in the grocery industry for 30 years.
okay,
So I've worked for Food for Less. I've worked for Safeway, Albertsons. I've worked for Target, Pepsi, and then I've worked for a lot of big brands like Chips Ahoy, Oreos, all that good stuff. So over 30 years, I have done nothing but grocery jobs. And I started my own broker company with some friends about 2 years ago. And now we represent brands selling to other grocery chains. And I actually met you through a friend of ours, Sandy. So Sandy, if you're watching this, we love you.
see, Nogito, we love you,
Yeah, so she's amazing.
and we love your boyfriend.
Yeah. And
Yeah, And Tommy said that he won.
what? So, anyways, we met.
It's because you're beautiful.
We met Ed through Sandy. I met Ed through Sandy because Sandy has known you for many years. Because both of you grew up in the same neighborhood and you had
Yes.
some same friends, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's been amazing. So that's how I met you, and as we got kind of talking and getting to know each
Yeah.
other, obviously you learned about my passion for comic books.
Yeah.
I learned your passion for collecting a lot of different things as well, and we've had a lot of really good conversations. And I've had the opportunity to live with you for a few days off and on, which has been fun.
In another country,
In another country, even we went to Argentina
he
looking
was
for wine.
he was the big spoon.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
exactly.
So let's talk about Sandy for a little bit. So, um,
Oh,
and-
Sandy,
and I
Sandy,
love you
this
too.
is not my idea. I'm
yes,
sorry.
it is. Okay, so I actually had a crush on Sandy's cousin, like
Okay.
huge. But Sandy would come in to our coffee house in Chula Vista, California, Cafe Taza, and where I worked part time. And she would come in to study. She was beautiful, but never, thought we'd ever, still become friends. And this was back in '97. So what are we at? 2025. So
Yeah.
I've known her 28, 29 years.
Yeah.
And we stayed in touch sort of for 3 or 4 years, and then I didn't hear or see from her for about 20 years. And then she came into I had remodeled her friend's kitchen, and she posted on Facebook, "Oh my God, how do you know Big Ed? I grew up with him, and he's my designer." And so we reconnected, and I got to help her, redesign her condo and kind of helped her out, or whatever. So then years later, she gave me a call, probably like last year. And she's like, "Hey, Big Ed, remember me?" I'm like, "Absolutely." She's like, "Well, we want to put your brand on a tequila mixer." I'm like, "Oh, I don't really like tequila. I'm a Malbec guy." And like, "Would you consider doing a Malbec?" And she's like, "Well, let's look into it. Send us, send us a wine that you like that has a nice, that matches your palate." So, right away I sent her a photograph, and Sandy and her group, Tommy, you guys did all this research and you found this winery. And short story long, we actually all went down there together because I didn't want to be kind of, face of a wine where I just slap my brand on just any wine. I want to know who grows the wine. I want to know about the winery. I want to know everything I can know about that company so I can represent it properly and be complete. So, short story long, we go down to the Philippines.
No.
Fuck the Philippines. Sorry, we go down to the
Mendoza, Argentina.
Daniel scratch that. So we go down to Mendoza, Argentina, and we're staying in a hotel in the middle of like Baghdad, right? What's
So I've been
no?
probably 30 times, and I mean, the Philippines, I would
Yeah.
think, has some of
Well,
those
well,
issues too, where you're walking down the sidewalk and there's a
yeah,
giant hole that they don't have like a caution sign
yeah.
for. Yeah, it just happens in those countries.
I've been to the Philippines. I've been to um, um, Quito, Guayaquil, Ecuador. I did a charity for a while, and it kind of reminded me of that. But anyway, so stayed in a great hotel. First night at the hotel, right? We all were gonna agree to meet the owner of this winery. We're gonna be in the lobby at 9 a.m. So we're all in the lobby except for
I'm
she,
sorry, Sandy, that's
she
not my idea.
she's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
So we're all in the
Yes,
lobby.
us.
Me, both of us. So we're on the lobby waiting for Sandy, right? And we're like, and then you're in a foreign country and everything you think about, like the worst, like it's a beautiful woman, single, where it's been like 45 minutes. So Tommy's like, well, why don't you go up and knock on her door? And I go, what room is she in? And he's like, oh, I think she's in 528. So I go upstairs. I'm pounding. I'm knocking at first. Knocking, knock. I'm pounding for like a half an hour on 528. And honestly, I'm waiting to see blood come underneath the door. I thought somebody had actually killed her off. So I go downstairs and I go, hey, and oh, by the way, in the interim, we were calling her.
Yeah.
We called her like 75 times, but she had her phone on silent. And so I come downstairs and I'm like, Tommy, I've been pounding on that door for half an hour. We need to call the police. He's like, Ed, she's in room 520. I'm like, what? I'm like, what?
Sorry to whoever was in 528
for-
that night. We apologize.
my
That morning,
God.
yeah.
So the minute we knocked on her door, she came to the door wrapped in a sheet, and she's like, she was so apologetic. So
Yeah.
so Tommy and I had this idea. We're like, she needs an alarm clock, and Tommy's like, well, does she need one alarm clock? I'm like, no. So him and I had a contest. I probably sent 4 or 5 alarm
Yeah.
clocks
I sent a
her
couple. Yeah.
before we left before we left Mendoza. And anyway, so we love Sandy. Without Sandy, I wouldn't be here. I would not have met you,
Yeah.
and we would not be on this amazing, trip together or journey, bringing my big Ed Molbeck to the
Yeah.
United States.
So it should be hitting Walmart stores. We don't know which stores yet. We're waiting for a confirmation,
Yeah.
but they are picking it up, and hopefully by I believe September is kind of the time frame when it'll hit stores. And we're looking at other retailers too. We're just starting with Walmart because
Yeah.
Ed is a Bentonville boy, and we wanted to start with the hometown company here,
There you go.
which makes sense. And we're really excited to partner with Walmart to bring Big Ed Molbeck to life.
I love it. So a lot of people don't know because I'll run into people at Walmart when I'm lonely, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Well, I actually went to Bentonville High School, graduated in '84. I left at 325 miles an hour, and I never looked back because at that time there was really nothing here, and I've been in San Diego for 40 years, and kind of overstayed my, visa in California. No, it just got too expensive, and
Yeah.
I was really tired of the politics and what goes on there. So I wanted more of a conservative environment. All my family lives here. I moved back here 2 years ago. I'm saving about $25,000 a year in just like in rent. And I will say this for the record: the girls, the women it is slim pickings. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Sorry to anybody who lives in Rogers and Bentonville.
Sorry to
Again, that was not me.
sorry to any woman that lives in Northwest Arkansas. Call me if you're single. Anyway, so but my dad, people don't know this too. My dad did real estate in the 70s through the 80s. He sold half of Bella Vista. He did lot sales and helped, with development. He was also a volunteer fireman and EMT and whatever. So I came back here, and I can't just go work. When you're being on reality TV, you can't just walk into a brick and mortar and get a job. They'll kill you. You'll have people outside that love you. You'll have more people outside that hate you. So I chose real estate, which is awesome, and that's what kind of led me.
You're killing it right now too.
I'm having
You're doing really great.
I closed the house today.
Nice. Oh, Daniel. Look at you, bro. Nice.
Well, two last Friday.
Nice.
So here I'm all excited about myself.
Stephanie's even more excited, it looks like.
So
I'm
here-
just trying to show you that sometimes some people are better than you. And I know you're awesome at everything.
So here we go. So here I'm bragging about my one close today. I don't know if you guys heard that. And Daniel's like, well, I closed two. I'm like, Daniel, thank you. I'm kidding. No, Daniel's more successful than I am, anyways. But I met him now, Daniel, and
I wouldn't say that.
here we are, and his wife actually is more successful. I'm kidding. Anyway, so we forgot to wish everybody a happy St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day. That's why I have the green lantern hat on today.
There we go.
Had
there
to
we
make
go.
sure that I had some green on, and
He-
Ed had to put his beanie on, which is great.
And the tie.
And the tie, yeah.
So represent. Okay. So if you don't mind, let's go ahead and I know Daniel's doing an awesome job reading the comments, but let me see what we can do here. So on today's Comacho Pelos, oh Molbeck. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Danny, Ed is like Pitbull. He is Mr. Worldwide.
Look at that, man.
Come on.
Ooh, you gotta get that tattooed. Big
Yeah,
Ed is
there you
worldwide.
go. Then he sent me his phone number. I'm just kidding. All right, so here we go. Thank you so much to Denny Suarez. And they obviously didn't think it was that important. But he was over the other night, and he brought the Bush beer in the big 20 ounces.
Nice.
So I was like, "Can you hand me one of my big Bushes?" I'm like, "Yes, I can." Okay, here we go. All right, so back to you, my guest of honor.
Yes.
Tell me more about you. You brought some stuff. What do we have here?
Yeah, so I brought because I do like Green Lantern, even though whoever that person was said it's lame. I
Yeah.
think it's awesome. Here is John Stewart, one of my favorite Green Lanterns.
Nice.
So I wanted to add this to your collection. The last time I was here, I
Oh, is
introduced
that for
you.
me?
Yes, I introduced you to
No.
Todd McFarlane Toys, which is my favorite action figures. I like Marvel Legends and everything else too, but this right here is for you, my friend.
Oh my God.
John Stewart.
Thank you so much. Look
over
how
there.
look at how long look how long his arms are.
Yes.
Well, this is really cool, man.
So
Like
now
a-
you have two. I'm trying to get you to spend more money on that stuff. That way, we could share back and forth all of our action figures.
I really like the sword and the mask.
Yes.
Well, thank you, sir, very much.
You're very welcome, Ed.
I'm gonna have to get you a big head mug or something.
There you go, man.
Okay,
there you
cool.
go.
Well,
yeah.
thank you for that. That's very nice of you.
Yeah, it's fun, man. I enjoy it. It's just like you said, it's an escape, so it's kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So how did you, Ed, get into how did you get chosen for this TV show? Because obviously your life has been kind of thrown upside down. I have the opportunity to cruise around town with you and travel to different countries with you, and everywhere we go, at least the people that love you come up. I read comments. I know there's people that don't like you, but everyone we meet is so kind and so awesome. They all want pictures. And, we were talking about Argentina and Malbec and why we were down there because your clothes were in Brazil while you were in Argentina. we actually had to go shopping for you.
Oh no, here we
And
go.
it was hilarious because Ed has 40 things on his mind at one time at all times. So you never know what's going to happen. Also, he drives that way, just so everyone knows. But while we were down there, you were
mean
trying
today?
Yes, you were trying to decide what you wanted to wear. So we kept in most Latin American countries, when you go for tires, there's like a neighborhood where like 6 streets and all they sell is tires, right? It's different in the United States where you might have, 5 tire shops, but they're really spread apart. They put them all, and then you could shop and they have to compete with one another. So it's just culturally, it's a lot different. So when you go shop for clothes, we're in this one district where it's nothing but clothes, and we're going store to store, and you pick out something, it doesn't fit just right, and then you go to the person, you say, can you hold this for me? I'll be right back. And we did that to about, I don't know, 12 or 15 places. So to this day, there's probably piles of Big Ed clothes sitting behind the counter.
Your camera is freaking the fuck out.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not keeping up with you.
Dang.
It's not.
Is
I mean,
it a
to be
low battery?
honest,
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's like stuttering.
is it?
All right, everybody, I'm gonna reset his camera real quick. It's bothering the shit out of me. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, yeah. They can still hear me though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was funny, man, because he had no intention ever to go back to these places. So I feel really bad on behalf of
Yeah.
Big Ed and I. If you live in Argentina and you're on that street that sells clothing and you met Ed and you got
Yeah.
a picture, go ahead and put those clothes back.
back.
He's not coming back. Yeah,
I'm not
just want to
coming
make
back.
sure everyone knows that.
But what was worthwhile was I ended up coming back with a Messi jersey.
You did.
Yes.
That was
which we-
awesome.
We found that in the last store, thank God.
Yep.
And so I was able to walk away with that, and I don't know if I got pants or not. Oh, I had to.
I mean, you bought a pair of shorts, but not Messi shorts. So
Yeah.
you just got a regular pair of shorts. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, you took some awesome pictures down there in
Yeah.
Argentina in the jersey, and I think a lot of Argentinians were really happy as you
Yeah.
posted it onto Instagram and TikTok and whatnot. And a lot of pride down there, obviously, as an Argentinian, which is always fun to see. Next time we need to go to a game down there.
There you go. So, by the way, the guy in my picture, that's Daniel. I call him Danny.
Oh, what happened with the gifts? Whoa.
Danny.
Okay, God. Okay, so I'm going to check my email. Where's my phone at?
I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, Danny, do you have my phone? Yeah, you do. Take your time. Okay, I'm going to check my emails to see how many subscribers we
I'm
got.
gonna shut off the
Yeah, no worries, Danny.
track on this.
Sure.
So we're still having.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not keeping up with it.
That's
Yours
all
is
good.
Working beautifully. I don't know if the light's hitting it wrong or
Yeah, who knows? But you just turn the tracking off.
I just turned it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, every time you move it, it's like slow stuttering. Your eyes. If you were drunk, that's how you're coming across.
He
on
keeps
this.
filling my glass, so maybe it's me.
No, it's not. It's not. Like it's really choppy. I don't know what's going on. Is this the one that hit the thing?
It might be the one that.
No, I think it was this one.
So are we having a problem with that camera?
Yeah.
No, it was that one because it was red.
Yeah, it was the red one.
Okay.
Yeah, all
Hey,
good.
was that the one you knocked into the ceiling fan?
No, they said it was that.
It was this one, which is working perfect. So why don't you hit the ceiling fan with it?
I need to sling it up there.
Yeah, why don't you reach up there and hit the ceiling?
It could be the cable, but y'all just keep talking.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to talk some Kingsville.
Yeah, yeah.
You need to promote your business here.
No, I appreciate it. So, actually,
Let me get back to.
yeah, no worries.
Wait
Yeah,
till
yeah.
wait till I have that. Y'all can shoot the shit for another couple minutes about Argentina.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyways, it was fun, man. We had a blast down there, Ed. I had a blast traveling down there with you. I know we tried to get a flight together, and it was a little difficult. You coming from Bentonville, us coming from San Diego, or LA, I think it was even. So it was a little bit difficult because we wanted to fly with you, but you had to fly by yourself. You went into Chile, flew over the Andes, which is a scary ride. So I've done that a few times, and the turbulence is crazy.
Actually, a couple things. One, thankfully, I didn't have to go back over the Andes. I got to go straight out of there.
What was funny is you lost your luggage in Brazil. Your travel back, you went to Sao Paulo, and
Where my luggage
literally
was.
your luggage was there, and they
they-
would not give it to you. So you had to travel home, and I think they mailed it to you eventually,
Yeah,
right?
I got my luggage the day after I arrived
Yeah.
back in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah.
But let's back up a little bit. We
Yeah.
all went for one of the scariest rides I've been on. Bareback, horseback riding up the Andes Mountains.
Yeah, yeah.
Bareback Mountain.
That was hilarious, Ed. I've never seen you so scared in your life. What was funny is you really had the look. You were you had the hat on. That gentleman, I can't remember his name. He was amazing. The guy that owned all the horses, and his
Yeah.
daughter took us for a ride. And I grew up around horses, so I know how to ride horses.
Yeah.
You obviously, I think the horse was scared of you. You were scared of the horse. The horse
the
wouldn't do
horse
what you wanted it to do.
Is that true though that a horse can smell your fear?
Absolutely, they could sense your energy. So when you're antsy, or you're kind of worked up, the horse is going to be like that. So you got to
kept-
be really
He
relaxed.
kept trying to walk off the trail, like to
Yeah.
a cliff. I'm like, what is he trying to kill me? I mean, what the, you know?
I mean,
and-
you can control the
and-
reins and let the horse
No,
know
you
where you want
can't.
to go.
I didn't. First of all, I didn't have a saddle. I had
None of
nothing-
us did, by the way.
I
None
know,
of us
right?
did.
Exactly, but I had nothing to hang on to, and I just had a rope around his neck. I mean, he was probably pissed, but
We
and-
we were laughing a lot harder than we should have. I apologize, Ed, but it was funny. I mean,
Yeah.
we went so far without you, and then we came back, and you were still in the same spot, and I just passed you and went back. It was fun though. We had a good-
I was ready to get off the horse and just walk him back.
Yeah.
But I would have been.
I'm glad you
embarrassed.
stuck to it though, Ed, because it was fun, man. It was
Yeah.
so great. So shout out to Andrew, who
Yes.
is the executive over at the winery that is producing our Big Ed wine. He was so awesome, and he set that day up for us. We had an amazing barbecue in a clay stove oven, which was
Yeah,
fantastic.
nice. Okay, you know what? Oh my God, I got something really important. I got to read. It's from Rebellious Rabbit, and you should always think about what you read before you read it, which
Yeah.
I don't. It says, "Hi, Big Ed. Would you give a shout out to my husband and his mates, Bend Over and Masturbates?"
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Shout out to Bend Over and Masturbates.
Big
Yeah.
shout out to you guys.
Yes.
Wow.
I feel like I'm in a Simpsons
Should've been
episode.
I do,
Yeah,
just-
I think so.
Hey,
Shouldn't have
you-
been masturbating.
thank you.
No.
yeah,
hey, I bet-
yeah.
I bet you $100 they're subscribers.
Yes, they
What do you
have to
think?
be.
The
100%.
chances.
If you're not bend over and masturbate, you should be.
Yeah, really, exactly. For that stupid comment.
Brian Gonzalez has a question for you about 5 comments up.
Okay, go. Which one?
And then you also have some. I want some. Anyways, right here. How scripted is 90 Day Fiance? And then are you going back to 90 Day?
So I can't really talk about the show. So it's not scripted. It is not. And by the way, they people think they pay your way. They don't. When I was, you had asked me earlier how I got on to,
Yeah.
90 Day Fiance. I'd never heard of the show. I met someone on Facebook. We FaceTimed for 4 months, and she's like, "Come and meet me." So I'm like, "Okay." So I bought a ticket, put it on Facebook. That, hey, I'm going to the Philippines, and they're like, everybody and their mother's like, "You're doing 90 Day Fiance." I'm like, "No, I'm not." I thought the name was actually kind of dumb. Like, can't they shorten the name? It's weird. But anyway, so I ended up, I had to go through a bunch of interviews, and they looked at my social media. And what a lot of people don't know is I was dancing on pool tables, 10 years before that, in a Nacho Libre costume. So when they saw my Instagram, they're like, "Oh my God, they just struck gold." And so I go through the interview process, and they finally go, "Okay, if you're willing to change your flight," because I was going to go out for her birthday for Thanksgiving, but in order to meet the film schedule, I had to leave, 3 months prior or earlier. And so I'm like, "Okay, great. So are you going to book me a first class flight and a nice hotel?" And like, "Nobody. This is your deal. We're just coming along for the ride." And I'm like, "Wow." So, and I had the money, but a lot of, those are the two things. Probably the 3 biggest questions I get are, one, how big's your wiener? It's really big. I'm kidding. No, you didn't see that coming, did you?
I
All
did
right, so-
not,
I know.
but I'm used to it. So
But by the look on your face. Okay, number 2, honestly, seriously. The number 1 question I get is it scripted? And the answer is no. And number 2, do they pay for everything? And the answer is absolutely not. And I was giving 2 words of advice when they first showed up to film me back in 2019. And I go, "What do I do?" Because they're setting up all these cameras and whatever. And they're like, "Don't look at the camera and don't make shit up." And that's all the direction that I really got. And come to find out, our opening episode was me on my Vespa, which I did every day. Rode to work downtown in Italy with my dog Teddy, and they filmed all that, and people saw that and they just freaked out. The trailer with the opening episode was their highest rated episode in TLC history, and then I start showering with rats and asking Rose to take a STD test, and can I hand me that pillow? Shout out TLC. And I'm falling in pig farms, and it's not, in fact, we land, and I'd been in the air for like 17 hours altogether. And next morning, 7 a.m., we're going to go, because Rose had no pajamas. And they're like, okay, we're going to take you to a department store. No, they didn't. They took me to a flea market. I get out of the cab. Within 5 minutes, I'm sweating, soaked. And I go, you guys, everybody stop. Stop filming. I need to change my shirt. They're like, no fucking way. You're not. Just keep going. So I kind of learned early on, they just wanted to see Big Ed suffer. I was going to be kind of the villain and the guy that people would love to hate. And to all my haters out there, thank you for my BMW. I appreciate that very much. And to all my lovers, call me. I'm kidding. So, but it changed my life overnight. I wouldn't have done it any other way. And the fact that it happened to me much later in my life, I was really able to adjust better. Now, I wanted to go through therapy. I really wanted to learn more about myself. And my therapist gave me the best advice and was basically, look, you can, there are two people sitting in front of me. There's Big Ed, the character, that you created to be. And that's the person that people love. And that's the person that people love to hate. But the person who you are is Ed. Yeah. And that's who I'm here, so she was able to really dumb it down for me. And then I've said this before, one of my favorite all-time comedians, Jim Carrey, who's actually an artist. Yeah. He's a philanthropist. I have hard time with big words.
He's a philanthropist, but he's also a philosopher.
And a philosopher,
the guy is just so wise now with everything he's been through in his life.
Yeah. Speaking of philosophers, Socrates, Socrates, you know what his last words were? I drank what? Okay, star that, Danny. Okay, so sorry. So getting off task. So, what was I talking about?
About 90 Day Fiancé, the realities of it.
So Jim Carrey had a quote, and it was really awesome. And the quote was, if you go on TV and create a character, and you're not able to separate yourself from who that is, you'll go to your grave grasping for who you were. And that had the most profound, philosophical, impact on me.
Yeah.
I was just looking for the boring horn.
You can go fuck yourself.
All right, so look, we're about 40 minutes in. We need to push Kingsville right now. That's what we're here for. All right. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about Kingsville for 5 minutes. All right. Ed, everybody knows Ed's story because we've said it for all 3 podcasts.
Okay, hold on a second. Who's Kingsville? Is that
World at War comics.
Is that you? Okay, got it. All right, sorry. All right, well,
all good, Ed.
Thank you very much, Danny. Hey, I'm at 1% on my iPad. Should I be worried?
Your iPad has nothing to do with the show, so.
No, but we're good.
Okay. All right, so.
All right. Okay, hold on a second. So, Tommy, excuse me.
All good, Ed. All good, man.
All right, so you.
And Daniel, you remind me of martial arts that I took away like a couple years ago. It's called fuck you. Okay, Tommy, why don't you tell me more about yourself?
Yeah. Well, I think Daniel has my Kickstarter pulled up. So we had
nerd alert.
Yeah, issues 1 and 2.
Okay, sorry.
Issues
this is
1
cool
and
shit,
2
though.
Have been complete. So Ed is going to give these away to those that reach out to his email address that he's already mentioned. And then I had issue 3 is almost done. We're doing the art on it right now and the lettering. And I had a successful Kickstarter that Daniel is going to put up on the screen right now. Even though the Kickstarter is over, you could still go and purchase issue 3. And if you missed issues 1 and 2, you could get those there too. Yeah, so the trailer's pretty awesome. Also from Ed's good friend that helped me with the trailer there.
Nice.
And let me go back here and put the link in.
Yep. And then if you could just drop the link of the Kickstarter, people could go over there and they can make the purchase of issue 3. And if they're missed issue 1 and 2, they could check that out as well. But yeah, it was awesome, man. I really love making comic books. It's a lot of fun. I think all of us have stories, so it's kind of fun to take that story and put it on paper and share it with others. So
the most negative person in the chat had something positive to say. Ed, do you want to read it?
Oh, do I not? Or do I?
You do.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
She said that's honestly cool.
What?
Is that the one that hated Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I appreciate that. I feel better now.
What are they about?
Yeah, so it's about this evil group called the Alliance for Global Safety, or AGS. This is Dr. Derrickson. He's the evil dude that is running that nonprofit organization that should be helping nations come together. And they find this mineral in Kingsville. Kingsville doesn't know what to do with it, so they sell it to AGS, this guy right here, and he finds out that it has properties that could give humans super abilities, and he starts to build an army for himself so that he could continue to grow and expand his empire. And Kingsville does not want to be involved in that anymore, so they cut him off of that, and now war is about to break out.
I love it.
And that's where we're at in issue 3. It's a 4-part series, and then after that, we'll see where we go after that.
Okay, 1 second.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Dr. Derrickson's right there. My most popular when I go to Comic Cons and I sell comic books there is Collapse.
Okay.
I'm starting to look like him, to be quite honest.
The collapse part.
Yeah.
Hey.
Collapse as the character.
Hey, before we go further, so I just wanted to point out that, Danny, the show is not about you. And we have Kaylee Mowat, Mowat, her phone number. I'm just kidding. And she has, we got to check her out and make sure she's subscribed. But so far, she gets your comic book. So,
sweet.
Kaylee, we're going to need your mailing address. It can be a P.O. box, or if you feel more comfortable, you can go to your work address.
Yeah.
Okay, so get that into us as soon as possible, okay? Okay, so where were we?
Well, I was just showing Collapse. I was showing Fat Invincible.
Yeah, everyone says that. I didn't even realize that, but
It was cool, though.
I do love Invincible, so probably without even thinking about it. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, his superpower is he could collapse into a pool of liquid.
Oh, shoot.
So he's super big, very slow, but he could collapse into liquid, go under doors, go super fast up walls. He could do all kinds of cool stuff. And then I have another character in there named Snapback. Those two are my most popular characters, it seems, with fans. And his arms and legs could stretch out like 20 or 30 feet. And he actually has these shoulder pads that are blades, and he puts those on his hands. And when he punches you, he goes right through you and comes right back out of you.
Who's this one?
Yeah. We have Lady Lex, which is so a lot of the characters I named after family members. They're like, my daughter is Lady Lex. I have Hannah, Hianoa, which means bone girl, and so her superpower. So you'll see in issue 4, something went wrong, and now her superpower is she can make you sense that you were going through the experience of death. So you don't want to be around her. But yeah, I created a bunch of characters, which are a lot of fun, and Dan brought those characters to life. So shout out to Dan Zay, who is our artist. He's a phenomenal artist. You'll see if you're one of the 10 that get that comic book, I think you're going to love the art. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So we're on issue 3 now. I got one more to go, and that completes the first arc of Kingsville, and I would love to continue it.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, so you could go to Kickstarter and just type in Kingsville, or use the link that Daniel had put in the chat. Yeah, and then just go there and you could purchase it there. And then, follow me. I also have a podcast called World at War Comics, and I interview comic book creators and artists. So all the big names in comic books, Todd McFarlane, Jeff Johns, Joe Kelly, you name it. I've had them on the podcast, and I'm constantly bringing. So that is Sarah Sorrow.
That's the comic, though, right?
Yeah, that's issue 3. That's one of the covers for issue 3. And
that
that cover is done by a Canadian artist named Jordan Noir, who also does Spawn. He does Witchblade for Image Comic Books. He's phenomenal. He's so good, man.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing. Like you see the heads being popped off in the back.
Yes.
The entrails coming out.
Awesome. And then there's another cover there of Hannah, and that is done by a Marvel artist named Omar Francia, and that one was actually painted.
That's phenomenal.
Is
though.
it the?
Yeah, that one right there that you highlighted. That one. So he hand painted that.
So is that acrylic? Is it
Mm-hmm.
is it original art? It's not.
That's,
It's not digital art.
so most artists today do digital art. They use Procraft. They use some sort of and so it's just much easier. It's
Yeah.
still all hand done, so it's not like AI or anything. It's
Yeah.
it takes a lot of skill to do it, but it's a lot faster. So a lot of the younger, newer artists are using that, but Omar is old school and he does everything by hand. So that one he hand painted, and he actually sold the original at a Comic-Con in Miami. Because he's from Florida,
Oh wow.
and someone paid like $500 for that piece. So if you have that piece, that is my issue number 3. So congratulations.
Wow.
And shout out to Omar. I'm glad that he was able to sell it. You know, a lot of artists that have worked on some really amazing things at Marvel and DC, you know, they're independent contractors, so they don't have insurance, they don't have any of that kind of stuff. So, you know, they get page rates. And when pages are good, they make decent money, but they have to find their own insurance. So it's really tough to be a comic book artist. So I have so much respect for people who do that for a living. And there's a big push for some of these, especially DC and Marvel, to offer more benefits for these folks that have created these IPs that are worth billions of dollars. So shout out to Omar, Jordan, and then Dan Zay did the other one for me, and that's Thomas Gunner on that page.
Okay, so Tommy, who who does you have the thumbnail sketches?
Mhm.
Like who writes the story?
So
and does-
I it's my story. So I do all the writing. So I created all the characters. I wrote the story. I do all the writing, all the little word bubbles and everything. I do all the. It's called lettering. I do all the lettering throughout the comic book, and then Dan brings everything to life. So he's doing the penciling, or he does it digitally. So he's digitally writing it. He's doing the inking digitally, and he's doing the colors digitally. So he does all 3 for me, which is 3 different roles.
Yeah.
So in a comic book, you have a writer, you have a penciler, you have an inker, you have a colorist, and you have a letterer.
Wow.
So I do the writing and the lettering, and then Dan does all 3 of the others. And that's a lot of the things that take place in indie comics, because it's expensive to make a comic. Indie comic creators don't make very much money, or they lose a lot of money. It's a passion thing. I just love comic books, and so I put them out there, and I have a really good fan base that loves my comics, and we talk comics, and I love it. And yeah, it's just something that allows me to escape. You know, we're all really busy throughout our day. We all work long hours. I work a lot of hours. I travel. I'm away from my family. So when we are together, I'd like to have some of my alone time, and I like to do it reading comic books. I love reading comic books.
I love it.
I appreciate it, Daniel. Yeah.
You can check it out.
Yeah. So check it out. I mean, if you love comic books, or if you just want to learn more about some of the greatest comic book writers
Yeah.
in comics today, I've had some of the biggest names, Mark Miller. I've had them all on, and it's such an honor to be able to speak to these folks. I love the industry. So if you're someone who loves Marvel movies, you know, all those movies are adaptations of the comic books. And I get to interview a lot of those people that created those comics.
That was the question I was going to ask you. Is it the comic book that comes first?
Yep.
It is, and then from there.
Almost always, yeah.
Okay, so that's where it starts,
Mm-hmm.
and then so like Superman 1.
Yeah.
Is that the number 1 comic book in the world?
No, so like with the especially the OG Superman movies, those are adaptations of several stories brought into one. So that director will pull from a lot of different stories and put his own story together, but it's all taken from comic books.
Okay. So most recently, Deadpool, one of my favorite. Okay, did that start as a comic book?
It did, yeah.
It did. Okay.
So Rob Liefeld is
X-Force, baby.
Oh.
X-Force. He was
Right.
part of X-Force, and Rob Liefeld created him.
Oh, wow.
They're one of the creators, yeah. So he's the one that designed that character. And I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. Actually, you know, and Rob admits that. And if you look in that last Deadpool versus Wolverine, if you look in the background as they're going through the downtown about to fight all the other Deadpools, there's a building behind it, and it says Liefeld's shoes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And it's a kind of a nod to him because he's never been great at drawing feet. Yeah, that's not his but he's an amazing artist. He's one of the founders of Image Comics. I mean, the guy exploded when he was at Marvel, and in the early 90s, 92, 93, when they all came together and created Image Comics, they changed comic books forever. So I have a very soft spot in my heart for all of those creators because they were amazing.
4 minutes left, guys.
Yeah.
What about these are some of my favorites. Iron Man,
Yeah.
Wolverine. Again, those all started as
Comic books.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so they say this. They always say read the book.
Yeah.
You know, before you see the movie. I like pictures. You know, because I'm not very smart. But so it would help me to read, like,
For
get the
sure.
comic book first before I see the movie.
Yeah, it would certainly help. Again, the movies are an adaptation. So there's going to be some differences in the movie than you'll find in the comic books, but the core of the story, the foundation's certainly coming from comic books. But each director will put a little bit of their own twist on it. It might be a different love interest, it might be a different struggle that they go through as opposed to the comic books. But it all starts from the comics. Those characters don't exist without the comic books.
Is there a copyright or copyright infringement with that, or is somehow a deal worked out with?
It's the same company, and so Disney
I
owns
see.
Marvel Comics,
Okay,
and
got
they
it.
take Marvel Comics and they adapt them into movies.
Got it.
Warner Brothers owns DC Comics. They take those movies and they adapt them, or they take those comic books and adapt, whatever characters they want into movies. So they're all owned by the production company that is producing those movies.
And then question. So
What's that?
Warner Brothers has done a terrible job.
Yeah. Warner Brothers is.
Terrible job.
We'll see with James Gunn. I'm really hopeful with what he's creating at DC that it'll be good because he did some amazing stuff when he was working for Disney at Marvel.
Yeah.
And some of his Marvel movies were some of the best movies, Guardians of the Galaxy. So now he has left Marvel and he's gone to DC and he's kind of controlling him and David Zaslav. They are the co-CEOs of DC Comics, and they're creating a whole new universe, taking adaptations from different books into comics. So I'm really hopeful. I like James Gunn. I think he's a great director and a great writer. So I'm hopeful that these movies that are coming out are going to be amazing.
love it.
Did
And
you
then-
watch Creature Commandos?
I did. It was fun, man.
Good.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a big Invincible fan. It's one of my favorite comic books ever. And the adaptation and everything they're doing in these first 3 seasons on Amazon, phenomenal. If you're not watching Invincible, have you seen it?
I've seen the first season.
I watched all of it, but the animation was trash in the last episode.
Well, did you watch episode 8?
Yeah, I'm saying the last
Yeah.
episode.
But the story and what takes place though is
yeah.
insane,
But it's
man.
like,
They're saving the budget.
but you,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Compare it to Creature Commandos.
Yes,
And
yeah.
I'm talking loud so they can hear me on the
Yeah.
phones. You compare it to Creature Commandos and what went into that animation. Invincible should be at the same level
Yeah.
with the amount of money they're putting into it.
Yeah.
The amount of time they took to produce the second half of this season.
Yeah.
I'm a big animation fan. Like,
Yeah.
if you get me on the mic, I could have talked all day with you about this.
Well, you need to come
Yeah,
on
but-
my podcast. We can have this
Yeah,
conversation.
But
Yeah.
they didn't really want to hear from you.
I know.
They wanted to hear from me, the
They
star.
wanted the best looking guy in the room. over
I'm
here.
kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
I got you.
No, I'm kidding. No, so Invincible would be your favorite.
I love that. The comic book is phenomenal. That is incredible. Yeah, no, and the boys, right? What they're doing with the boys has been good, but the comic book is 10 times better than the show.
There's a lot of stuff they couldn't put in.
Yeah, they wanted to put it in, and actually Amazon came back and said that's too much. We can't do that.
It's wild.
It's the comic books are nuts, nuts. But a lot of people, and again, that's great. I mean, you have fans that aren't into the comics, but they love the adaptations, and that's great. It's all part of this fandom that we all love. But I like the comics first, and I love to see the adaptation. But the comic is always better in my situation.
Your iPad died? Okay. Ed, well, this is for you first.
Yeah.
Are the comics limited edition? Is there a certain number of run of them?
So they're on issue 1. There was 2 covers that I ran out of, and those were limited edition. This one is not limited. So there's plenty of these. And then this one right here, issue 2. This is we call it an A cover. There is no limit to these. If you reach out to me on Instagram at World at War Comics and you want to see some of the other covers that I've done, I think I gave you one of Lady Lex. That was limited to 100, and I only have probably 20 left of those. And that is issue 2, and that is the kind of my sexy cover that I have.
Can we talk retail price or no?
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
Yeah, so these are all $6.99 each.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
plus shipping.
Well, because you have it's independent.
It's independent. So like
it's
a
gonna be-
DC comic will be $4.99.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it probably costs them $1 to print.
Yeah.
It cost me almost $4 to print.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a
Makes
little bit
sense.
more expensive because I'm doing smaller runs. And if you go to any, I'm cheaper than most people.
Yeah.
Some comics you pay $20
And
for
a
on
manga's
indie.
A manga is $10.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So if you compare it to that,
Yeah.
that's mass production.
I try to
Yeah.
make it super
What's 6 bucks for
affordable.
something you love?
Yeah. If you enjoy comic books, man, check it out.
Yeah, what's $6? I would say, what's $6 for something you love? If
Yeah.
you're into the series and you dig it and you want to support it, then
Yeah.
what's six? You spend $6 walking in for a soda, like you know.
Yeah. I mean, a grande latte is going to be $6. So it's really where your passion is at. And I love comic books, so that's where my passion's at. And I buy a lot of comic books. A ton. Ask my wife.
All right. So Danny, anything you want to add? Anything that?
No, you're at the hour mark. We went over 3 minutes, which is fine. But I just want you guys to if there's any last thing you want to plug or anything you want to say, I want to thank you for coming and being
Yeah.
patient and with the technical issues we had.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Daniel, you worked you worked your ass off, man.
Yeah.
You guys, you have no idea how hard they worked to get the podcast going tonight. We did have like issue after issue after issue, and we didn't have those issues the first time. Yeah, bear with them. Everything is fixed now, so I think everything's working great. So congrats on that, Daniel.
Thank you.
But you and your son have done a great job. And Ed, congrats on your podcast, man.
Thank you, man.
I've been working for almost 3 years on mine, and I got 15,000 followers. You just tell everybody you have a podcast, you have 45. Kind of pisses me off, man. I work my ass
Well,
off.
you-
But you deserve it, man. You work so hard. Like, people don't realize everything that you do behind the scenes, Ed. You work your ass off, man. We talk all the time. You're on the phone constantly. You have like 10 different things going on at one time. So I'm really happy to know you, and I'm so happy for the
Yeah.
success. You deserve it, man.
You got it. Well, I want to do another podcast. We're going to invite you back. Next time, we'll make sure Danny has a microphone. But
Yeah, for sure.
tonight, he worked his ass off, like you said, and
Yeah.
get everything going. And he has really good, input. So let's make sure everybody's heard.
Yeah, 100%.
His son's a little quiet, which is good.
Yeah.
Julian's our new AC. So a big shout out to everybody. God bless you. Be safe. Happy St. Patty's Day. Love the one you with or move on.
All right, don't forget to subscribe, like, share.
Yep. Subscribe, like, and share, Big Ed.
Remember, we'll get copies of the comics.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys still send the email. We only have about 4 people that we're sending out comic books to. So I have 6 more spots. I'll keep my email open. So
One more time, the email, Ed.
Yeah, it's finally FINELY Big Ed at gmail.com. If Daniel, you can put it in the runner. You guys are still 6 more spots. We need 6 more subscribers, and then you're gonna have this amazing. Daniel gave me these a while back, and they're so professionally done. And
Me and Tom gave them to you.
yeah, perfect. Okay, what?
You said I gave them to you.
Oh, you did?
You said I did.
Oh yeah, Daniel gave them to me. No I'm kidding. I'm sorry, Tommy gave them to me. Excuse me.
All good, man.
All right, spin is good. It's there, and then when people go watch it back, it'll pop up.
So,
every
yeah,
time.
what
Beautiful.
about
Good job, dude.
those?
Oh, you could take these with you. I was gonna talk about them, but
But
they
yeah,
didn't go that
go
route.
for
So
it.
these are my
Just say bye real quick.
these are my collector's cards.
Push them in close.
Yeah, these are my collector's cards. If you're interested in collecting cards, you can check these out. I got all kinds of stuff, so just reach out to me. I got hats, I got these sweaters. Check it out, man.
World of War comics.
World at War Comics.
You got a podcast. Hopefully
yeah.
subscribe.
You have,
World at War
you have a
Comics on
website? You have a
YouTube.
website?
No, we have
Okay.
World at War Comics on YouTube, World at War Comics on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, you name it, I'm on there. And I do a lot of interviews. So if you'd like to meet some of your favorite creators, check it out. I've had all kinds of amazing people. We're getting close to 300 episodes. So
I love it.
yeah, a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate the time. Ed, thank you
Love
for
you,
having
buddy.
me, my friend. Love you
Love
too,
you, my
brother.
friend.
Everybody say peace.
Peace. Take it easy, everyone.
Shout out to Daniel.